Hi Aries, welcome to your January 2017 reading, or 2018. It's a whole new year, people, a whole new year. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. This is your monthly reading. In your monthly, it's done a little bit differently. I will try to get the mid-months out. I'll do my best. It might be done a little bit differently. So in your monthlies, I try to cover homework and relationships. Relationships come in all forms. Keep that in mind. They can come in the form of friendship, partnerships, which could be co-workers, friends, acquaintances, siblings, children. So keep that in mind. We'll just wait for the energies to get interrupted. We got one card. So for the first card we have is Judgment. We got the Sun. We have the King of Wands. He came out twice. So for you males, you're going to be in your energy. Even for the females, you're going to be more in masculine energy. It's not a bad thing. It's just saying that you're going to be more action-oriented physically, and you're going to be more prone to get things done that needed to be done. There is a warning here, though, Aries, of exerting too much energy as well, though. You want to be careful of that. Work is going to be busy. You have the Knight of Swords. So it seems like if there's problems occurring in any relationship form, so like any relationship that you're having an area of issues, it would be due to harshness and communication skills. But it's also from, I'm seeing here, a lack of clarity. You have the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, you're going to be exerting a lot of energy at work, Aries. There's a warning here. You need to slow down a little bit because you don't want to overdo it. It seems like any issues you're having in relationships, again, all forms, it is due to either communication is too harsh or there's a lack of clarity. Like things are being withheld, truth is being withheld. You have the Three of Swords. You have the Queen of Wands. So both male and females are going to be in their energies. And in some cases, Aries, it's like you're looking away from the clarity. Like you don't want to discuss matters that actually, like with the Judgment card, it's like it's hammer time. I always get the MC Hammer song with this card. I don't know why, but it is talking about how there are some calls you have to make that you're going to have to verbally communicate. The Knight of Swords here, the Knight of Swords isn't concerned about the reaction of others. The Knight of Swords is after truth, right? And the Queen of Wands, okay, is looking away from both of those, the clarity and the truth. In some cases, it's like you don't want to bring matters up because you may be scared that there could be an explosion of emotions that come out, and if that's the case, then that's what's meant to be. The situation's not going to get any better with holding things back. And then at home, we do have, like, for some of you, you could be traveling. There could be a trip. There's some sort of You have the King of Wands and the Three of Swords. Okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that there's cheating happening. People see the Three of Swords and they're like, ah, my spouse is cheating. It's not like that. There could be some sort of separation, though. I feel like for this King of Wands, he could be a fire sign, not necessarily, could be somewhere in their chart. It is an energy, so I feel like somebody is quite, there again, it's coming down to communication, quite aggressive in their communication, and it would be due to hurts. So somebody doesn't know how to properly communicate, and it comes out as anger and aggression, it seems. My concern here, Aries, is you're turning your head away from something. It could be like you're using work to avoid situations and you know it, though. Aries, Aries, Aries. You have the Ace of Wands. Some of you guys are like really overworking yourselves here, and if there's heart conditions, somebody has a heart condition, you want to be on top of that. I do feel like there's a loss here and there's like a repression of emotions here, and it's important that you go through the 5 stages of grief if that's the case. And then you had 2 that fell out. You have the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is Sag Mercury. I do believe we're still in Sag Mercury time right now, like the energies that are going on astrologically. Apparently I can't speak. So you're going to be getting a lot of communication, quick communication. Some of you, it's at a distance. It could be family members, acquaintances, friends. I mean, there's going to be a lot that pops up, okay? You may need a break from work, I'm not going to lie. You're overworking yourself, definitely. But you're doing it for a purpose. There could also be a child that leaves home to start their own adventure. The Queen of Wands is looking at the Queen of Pentacles. I wanted to see what she's looking at. Some of you can get news that like your ex-partner is now like with somebody new, and this could be quite upsetting to you. Like, I didn't even really want to bring that up, but I am feeling like for some of you it's gonna, or like you may hear about him getting a new girlfriend or something like that. So like it might be upsetting, but it's gonna start a new cycle for you. Some of you might be taking trips. I'm seeing like small little trips, family trips are coming up with like it's close relatives or children involved in it. Then others of you could have a child that has strong communication skills, or has expressed some sort of concern or worry that they have, that they may be making a judgment call for themselves now. Like they've kind of been pushed into a position of like having no choice but to deal with things. So they have communication coming in. It's fast. Okay. It could be a Sagittarius. With the Eight of Wands here and the Knight of Swords, that could be a Sagittarius. Sagittarius can come off as air signs. They are quite blunt, truthful. I'm not gonna lie, it seems in some areas you're gonna get some sort of brutal truth. Oh man. Like, there's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be a brutal truth, but it's gonna be something that you're not gonna be able to deny it anymore. Like there's a process that you need to go through, something you need to experience, something you need to deal with that's no longer gonna be able to be avoided. It's basically what I'm getting. Like, it's self-love here, Aries. Okay, like a lot of people say Aries are selfish, but they're quite selfless. If you know an Aries and you're lucky enough to have an Aries in your life, well, they do a lot for people, for their loved ones. You may be doing a little bit too much here, okay? And there's also a sense here of you can't buy somebody's happiness, Aries. All right, so like if you're forking out a lot of money, it's not gonna buy happiness. Definitely watch what you're eating. Your health is coming through here. And it's like you want to prevent yourself from getting heart disease. So like your cholesterol is really important. You want to ensure that you're like eating things that aren't going to allow you to get clogged arteries, if that's something that runs in your family. It's like reducing salt intake as well, I'm getting. Substituting sugar or honey for sugar, small changes. I am getting that, but your diet is really important. Like what you're putting in your body is really important. Okay, because you could be eating a lot of sugar and it's causing a crash down. Like you're getting a crash down from it. It's like I almost feel like you get like these rushes of energy, but then there's a crash. When I look at the Ten of Cups, I'm seeing like a crash of like sugar levels. So if you're moody, it could be your sugar levels. You want to try to go push more towards natural sugar rather than processed sugar. That stuff is really bad for you. Okay, like there's sugar in fruits instead of getting the sugar from chocolate and stuff like that. Because if you are craving sugar, that is a natural, your body naturally telling you what it's lacking. Okay, it's just the type of item you're putting in your body is like more the processed version of it than the natural version. Just like when you're craving sugar, your body does need it. It just needs the natural sugars. So I'm seeing a crash here. Like not a vehicle crash or anything like that. I'm seeing like the system, the body system crashing. Too much energy exerted. It seems Aries, Aries females, you're like looking at, you got the King of Pentacles here, the Death card, and you do have the Queen of Pentacles. You're looking down at all three of these. So it's like some of you are reminiscing about some things that have happened. With the Pentacles characters, I always get roots come out with them. So there's always like some sort of like timely attachment that you have to them, somebody that you've been attached to for quite some time, because it takes a long time for roots to grow. But I am seeing like uh my concern is if you're single, that somebody may find you appealing due to what you can do for them and not who you actually are. So you want to ensure that you're uh, not wearing rose-colored glasses, okay? Like, and you want to ensure that the person is giving as much as they're taking, okay? Ensure the scales are balanced. Aries can tend to get into relationships where the scales are completely off balance. Similar to what Virgos do. Okay, Virgos find people that they can fix. Okay, they tend to get into situations that they can fix people. Okay, Aries tend to get involved with people that they can not take control, but do things for. Like, because Aries are very good at getting things done, you tend to get involved with people where you constantly have to do things for them. Okay, like, and the cards are warning you here that you need to build a they want you to have a firm foundation, but in order to have that, you verbally have to speak about the things. You have to communicate. It's Mercury Sag, right? It's for the highest and greatest good of everybody involved. And then with the Knight of Swords and the Judgment, it's like you have to make, and then with the Queen of Wands, you have to take action on it. Okay? Like, whatever it is that you have to communicate that's no longer working for you, you're going to have to communicate it. There's no easy way around that. Like, I was trying to find an easier way to, like, or to see if there was like another message coming through, but that seems to be like the gist of it, where work, you're doing great. You're gonna get overtime. Okay, with the energies that are gonna come in at work are exhaustion. Like, you might get so much overtime, and Aries has a hard time saying no to something like that, that you're gonna exert all your energy. It seems like you're doing it for good reason. Okay, but the thing is, if you're gonna work hard, Aries, okay, you need some time to play, but you also need some time to rest. Okay, so that means that if you're working 6 days a week and you're doing, more than 8 hours in a day, like you're staying overtime daily, so you're doing like, say, 10 hours or 15 hours, whatever it is. I'm seeing long hours here. Okay, if you're doing that 7 days a week, then you're just gonna crash. You are gonna crash. Okay, your system will crash. If you got 2 jobs or something like that, okay, and you're not giving yourself your weekend is important. It's your you time. Okay, also separation is causing interruptions in your foundation somehow. And then you have somebody dealing with grief here. I'm getting the word barbaric. Okay, there are some Aries that are in a situation that know that no longer serves them and they have to get out of it, like in a relationship. Okay. This King of Pentacles, it could be any sign, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be a earth sign. A lot of signs are very good at creating stability in the home. Aquarians are very good at creating stable homes, building firm foundations. Libras are also really good at doing that. Leos can be really good at doing that too as well. So, I mean, Scorpio's pretty good at doing that. I don't like to peg people in, but whoever this earth sign is dealing with a lot of things need to end with them. There is a Queen of Pentacles here, so like, you guys got to get grounded. He needs to get very grounded. I mean, this person's okay. There's a few ways he's coming through. For one, for some of you, this is like your spouse, and he's helping you through some sort of cycle that you're going through, and it's nurturing you. Like he's practically taking care of you. Like you do have somebody in your premise that can practically help you out, take care of you. So this is the person that's gonna like cook meals for you, that type of thing. Okay, there needs to be an appreciation level when they do that. Okay, because it may seem to you like maybe in some cases I'm seeing for somebody that they may do it once in a while, and like you think it's no biggie for saying thank you, but for them it's like it may be out of their comfort zone and it's not something that they're used to. So like just a small thank you could go a long way with that person. Another person, this is like your husband, and he's like you've had some sort of death within the family foundation, I'm seeing, and he's nurturing you, like taking care of you. Okay, it is being he's stressed though, I see that, but he's more than willing to take care of you. He loves you, right? Like you can see that it's hurting you. There may be some things you're not bringing up, but he knows that there's some things that you're not bringing up. You can bring it up with him, all right? And then for others of you, this guy's a douchebag. Should I just come out and say it? He's a douchebag. You can see he's looking at the coin. I mean, it's not all of you, okay? There is a message coming through for somebody. I don't know who it is. You'll know who it is, okay? Could be an ex, all right? Maybe it is somebody you're involved with right now, but you already know this person's a douchebag. They are, all right? Look at this card. He's staring at the pentacle. His only concern is finances. He's got red on, which means that he considers himself royalty. All right, it's the cape. It's not like she's wearing all red because she's fiery, you know, and sassy. My Aries are sassy. Okay, it's not that kind of red. He's wearing the red of like royalty, like superiority. All right, like somebody who believes that they're privileged. Okay. This person's got some deep childhood woundings. Okay. It's also this person's caused you separation between your children. And if they haven't caused you separation between your children, then this person can very well cause it. So again, earlier I was getting a child. You do have a Knight of Swords here. Okay. They could move out due to this person. So like if you're dating somebody and your child is older and they don't approve of the person that you're dating, they may move out because it's causing conflict. You may be wearing rose-colored glasses and you don't want to deal with the situation just yet. But your child wants out of the situation. They want nothing to do with it. That's what I'm seeing. Like your child is done. Like it has nothing to do with you, and like it has to do with whomever this person is. For others of you, you may have, this could be your spouse, so in your loving relationship, okay, they're dealing with some sort of loss, or they have a very deep childhood wounding, like one that you're not going to be able to fix, that they need to go to counseling for. Okay, so this person's fortune is changing. This person's also avoiding some things, and the universe is gonna come in and force them to face things, and it is emotions. But I do see a problem occurring with 2 children. You have 2 children that are close with you, and then you have one at a distance from you. It's showing. With these 3 swords, or like with the 6 of Swords card, okay, I'm seeing like, I actually just got like, when I looked at the card and I felt it, it was like, I don't even know how to describe the feeling. It's almost like things are done and they're over with. Like people are in this boat and they're just like exhausted. They're mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. Okay, Aries, this might be the way that you're feeling. And then if like you may need a vacation. But there's also a sense here that you could be involved in a very toxic situation that you need to get out of, and it's not just going to happen. You have to take the steps necessary to make it happen. So this either means that you approach your partner and you tell them that you need to get help, or you need to change, or get out. Like, because it's causing you harm. Like, you're suffering somehow. Others of you are going to get good news for your child. You may find it's weird. You may find I'm seeing a school that could be very beneficial for your child, but could be at a distance. So you may have to move, and it's just one child. I'm seeing one child, and this school could improve your child's. So say your child is having trouble in school, or you don't feel like they're up to par with everybody else. It could be like the teachers that they have, or could just be the system. Maybe you have a child that has special needs, like and they don't have a proper school with programs for that where you live, where you can, research for other schools and then move towards that area. And special needs come in a lot of ways. It could be like maybe your child is a little slower at reading. It may not be that it's like, don't panic, don't worry, or maybe they're writing, okay, like they have issues with spelling and writing and stuff like that, so they have to go to, I don't know what they call it, back east they called it communications class. I don't know what they call it out here. They may need to just do it for like a year or two before they get back onto par, like caught up with everybody. And it's not like that they're slower or anything, it's just the way that they think. Okay, so it's basically like the way that they're being taught, it hasn't clicked in their head yet. So like the way they think, things haven't been explained to them in a way where their mind can like make the connections, So it's like, it's not like they could actually have special. They're not like a genius or brilliant or anything, They could be. Hey, they could be, but they could be quite advanced. And in some cases, some kids are considered slow, and they're really advanced. And the reason that they come across slow, and it can take some cases years for people to figure it out because they're doing really bad in classes, it's because their attention span is not being used properly. Like they're they're not like drawn into the schoolwork, so they don't really care. Like it's not challenging them enough. Like it's something that they can do really quickly, so that's why they're like not paying attention to it. That's weird. I actually knew a kid in high school that was like that. I grew up with this kid. We went to grade school together, middle school together, and high school together. Uh, and like he was in communications classes. And he also, like when he was in school, he did have some problems in school where the teachers thought he was slow, and some people called him stupid. And it turned out when he was in high school and they gave him an aptitude test, uh, he ended up being put into advanced classes and got skipped a few grades because they found out that his mind was he was actually like quite brilliant. His attention span wasn't being used properly. He wasn't being challenged, so like he had to like keep himself amused, which was like skipping classes and not doing the work because it didn't interest him. So for some of you, you may want to find a hobby for your child to get interested in, or even you yourself, Aries, go out and have some fun. I am seeing a trip here. You could take a trip with your kids. It would be outdoors. I do see mountains here, and I see water. So, like, if you live near lucky you, if you're near the hot weather. I would love to be near a beach right now, swimming in an ocean. But if you have that opportunity, you might want to do that. Maybe you could try jet skiing or paddleboarding or canoeing or something like that. Well, we have the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and then the Four of Swords. So you do need to rest, Aries. Okay, the Seven of Swords came up over top of the King of Pentacles here. So for those of you dealing with the douchebag, okay, those of you that know it's a douchebag, all right, and you need to drop the person, you need to drop them, all right? This person, you know, I was going to say something that would have came out quite foul, though. This person thinks they're God's gift to women here. They're very self-indulgent, very egotistical, and they kind of feel like that the world owes them. And then for others of you, if you're in a healthy relationship and you're having problems with your partner, okay, it seems like your partner is going through some sort of emotional transformation. It could be a midlife crisis. It could be they're getting older. They're in some sort of denial about something. They are self-sabotaging. You want to be aware that you're not self-sabotaging either, Aries, okay? So it's like silent treatment. The Seven of Swords is coming out. I'm getting silent treatment with that. That is like pettiness, all right? That's childish behavior. If there's something occurring, no matter how hard it is, you have to speak up, okay? The universe is giving you tools to advance in life. They're off balance. I do see somebody reaping off of your benefit, like you doing all the work, Aries, and then them taking not the credit for it, but like everything you've worked for, like flushing that down the toilet, okay? And you're not even like stopping it. Okay, finances, that needs to, if you have financial issues, you got to restructure and rebalance things out. Okay, work looks like you're going to be offered overtime and you're going to say yes even when you don't have the energy to do it. Okay, so be careful you don't burn yourself out. You also want to be careful. Okay, some things may come to light around work too. So you don't get involved in any like rumors or anything like that. That'll be seen. You want to watch injuries here. Okay, so if you're not sleeping enough, you can get an injury at work. And it's also like, don't be rushing into work either. If they phone you and ask you to pop in, don't be rushing. All right, like you want to be safe when you're driving. Okay, and then at home you have this King of Wands. Okay, and he's got a red hot sword in his hand. There's aggression here. And I'm concerned that it can cause a separation. All right, for some of you, if you're concerned about walking away from somebody, if you walk away from this person, you have somebody else for you. There's a foundation. Of course, you're going to have to heal, and it may not seem like it at the time, but you do have a foundation here that, you know, the universe will supply you with somebody. For others of you, this King of Wands is coming through as a son that you're separated from. And if you're separated from them, it would be due to your marriage. Again, that's coming in. Okay? It's almost like Aries, there's like, and this reading is very self-focused. You can't be, there's like, things that are going to happen that you're going to have to deal with, and you're not going to be pleased about dealing with some of them. Some of them you'll be quite excited. There are some good surprises. Okay, general reading too, okay? And in life, things aren't always up, okay? Sometimes things are down. You need both of them. And like it's like a roller coaster. You're always going up and down, right? So you got to take the good with the bad. It's all necessary. If there's a trip you're thinking about taking, I would definitely take it. And for some of you, it's about going home to see your mother and father, or going back to your roots. The King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles would be like going back to your roots. So if you're from another country, I always see her as Mediterranean. She does remind me of my mom. and you got the rooster there. Okay, so with the rooster, well, there's a lot of cultures that the rooster is held in high regards. Uh, the story that I know, because my family, like my mom's side, they're from Portugal, the Azores, and the rooster is a symbol of good luck for us. Uh, so you do have luck on your side. But the story goes with the rooster, and there's many versions of it too, depending on where you're from, what part of the, what island you're from, or if you're from the mainland. My family's from the islands. Uh, the story goes with the rooster. There was a peasant that was wrongly accused of theft. Um, so he was put on trial. He lost it, and he was told that his penalty was death for theft. And he stood there and he pled his innocence. And the rooster that they were going to eat, he said, in order to prove my innocence before I am killed, before I'm hung, prove my innocence, the rooster will come back to life. Okay, so then what happened was, while everybody was sitting there ready to eat and watch the showdown, and people were quite cruel back in the day, like, let's all have some popcorn and watch somebody die instead of a movie, or a play. They had plays and poetry back then. They could have done much better things with their time. Somebody has outdated beliefs. Barbaric. Somebody could have outdated beliefs, is what I'm getting. An outdated belief system. What ends up happening is, like, before the guy was hung, when he was being tied up, the rooster actually got up on the table and it cawed. Or I'm saying cawed, cuckooed, or whatever it does. It's saying. We'll just say it's saying. And it was a cooked rooster too, but it got up on the table and it made it sound, proved the innocence. The guy was released. He was wrongly accused. So there could be a situation of something being something that you thought was guilty that's not actually guilty and is innocent. Okay, so it's like if somebody's pointing the finger at you and saying you're guilty of something, you're actually innocent of it. It could be somebody around you. I feel like it's you, though. Because whether you're male or female, you both have the roosters in your cards. Okay, and with her, she was given the box. There's a box there to protect it. Here's the object in the box that could kill the rooster. And these are based on mythology, Thor and Odin days. And the reason why she was told to protect the rooster was because the powers that be knew that she, under no circumstance, would give the tool for people to get the feather from the rooster, because they knew she knew that at the end of the day, people are quite selfish and they'll do what's best. They'll put their needs first over the needs of others. So she knew that if she gave them the tool, that they would use that tool to kill the rooster, to take all of the feathers, instead of to use it to cut off just one feather from its tail. Because in the myth, that's all they needed was one feather, right? But she knew that people would kill them all, like kill the actual rooster to take all the feathers. So that's why she was in charge of that box, to protect the weapon. Interestingly enough, in this card, he doesn't have the box, okay, but he does have a weapon, and it's red hot, and he can use it. So you want to ensure that you're using your communication skills wisely and not taking your frustration out on people that are in your direct vicinity. So, like, it could be like if you're having marriage problems, your children, you don't want to be taking it out on your children. Or if you're having problems at work, you don't want to be taking it out on your spouse. You know what I mean? If you're not getting enough sleep, you're quite grumpy and moody, and then you're going to be snappy, and it can cause issues. I also am getting that. But work looks good. Okay, your home foundation looks good. There may be a temporary separation in distance, or there may be some truth that, could really hurt you. But you got to face it. And it's not going to stop you or anything. You got the Four of Wands here. That's beautiful. It's beautiful energy. It's just there's this Three of Swords that you got to deal with, right? You have to deal with it. Okay, so if it's like if you're dealing with the douchebag and you got to separate from them, well, you know what? Then the universe has this. Got a King of Pentacles here that you may have to separate from. He could be any sign. I'm just saying this person is coming up as a Pentacle character because they're greedy. All right? Their concern is material aspects. It also seems like they have a plan to sneak away with the Seven of Swords. It could be underhanded behavior. But what I'm getting with it, I deal with energies. Okay? I'm getting like this is like sneaking away. It's like leaving in the middle of the night type thing. All right, it's somebody who has a plan. They're methodical. They're meticulous. Not stupid. Okay, the universe has another person for you. Could be a fire sign. Some of you, okay, you might get transferred. You might have to move from your home. It could be quite sad. You might have to change homes. It could be very sad and sentimental to you, but it's everything's going to work out in the end, Aries. You basically need to be aware that this month you need to stand strong in your power, in your truth, and don't take no shit. kindly don't take it. All right, you're gonna have to bring enlightenment and truth to some scenarios. And I mean, if you don't do it, Aries, then it's gonna be done for you, and you don't want that. That's the harder way of doing it. All right, you guys. Hopefully that helped you out. I will talk to you in the mid-months. Namaste and ciao for now.